Hi all, this is Meyleen Velasquez. I am a licensed clinical social worker and a registered play therapist. I was coming to you to bring you some tools and strategies that you can use when working with children online, especially and specifically where you don't have access to video platforms. I'm hearing from a lot of therapists that this is not the case for many of the children and organizations that they're working with, so I wanted to support you with audio-only strategies. Today we're going to be discussing 3 main tools that you can implement in audio-only sessions. The first strategy that you can try is one that we've all heard of, and we've probably all done with the clients that we work with in one way or another. So this is either a scavenger hunt or a silly game of I-spy. Now, what you want to do is that you want to make it both fun, but also therapeutic. As you're thinking about making it therapeutic, you want to introduce to the client, today we're going to play a game. Now, in this game, I'm going to ask you to look for some fun things, and I'm going to look for some fun things, and we're going to share it with each other, even though we can't see each other. And so you can start with something as simple as, I spy with my little eye my very, very favorite toy. And so then you have the child go, get the toy, and then describe to you what it is, whether they know the name or whether they know what color it is. And you can ask questions such as, what do you like about it? How do you feel when you have it? What makes it so much fun? Or any other way that you can process what the child is giving you. In that same way, you can ask, I wonder if you can do a scavenger hunt in your room or in your house for something that you really, really like. So your very favorite thing, perhaps not a toy, but something else. You want to make it simple. So if you're working with a 6-year-old and you're doing this strategy over the phone, then you want to make sure that you keep it to the room so that then you don't have a 6-year-old running around their house looking for the very favorite thing. You can also ask, I spy with my little eye something that I don't like. And then you get to know them a little bit by asking what is something that they're finding in their room or where they're sitting that maybe they don't like. Another way that you can kind of introduce a prompt is, I spy with my little eye something that makes me mad. And so this can be an object, it can be a person, it can be a thing, it could be whatever the child connects to. And as you're thinking about the feeling mad, you can also interject any other directives or prompts that you feel is appropriate for the client that you're working with. So whether it is, I spot something that makes me anxious, something that makes me scared, something that makes me worry. And you always want to include and kind of bring it back to something that makes me happy, and also something that makes me feel calm. As you're asking the questions and you're helping the client to find different things that they connect with, you also want to make sure that you're including some of those fun things that they might be searching for that are going to help them to engage with the intervention. So that might be something that's a certain color, so whether it's asking them to find something that's red or something that's brown or something pink, or helping them to see, I wonder if there's anything that is like a tree or a plant or anything from nature in your house that you can find and share with me. So you want to be really creative about what would be of interest to your client. If you have a client that's really, really into Legos or cars, then you want to make sure that you're including some of those strengths that your client comes with in the prompts that you're giving them, as you find a really creative and fun way to build that connection. Remember that as a therapist, the most important thing after we're competent is ensuring that we're able to build and maintain that strong connection with the clients that we're working with. The next strategy that I want to discuss is one that actually comes from a colleague of mine, Eva Benmeleh from my Treetop Center, and I will make sure to put her information in the description section so that you can find out more about her work. Now, this strategy is a news radio hour. What you're going to have the child do is that you're going to have your child client share with you the news of what's happening. So you would ask them to get something that could be a microphone. So I'm going to grab this writing utensil, and so this is going to be my microphone, and then they're reporting to you. And you can have them report to you, what are children feeling right now? You can also have them report on what are children seeing the grown-ups do during this time. What are grown-ups saying right now about this situation? What seems to be fair and what is really, really unfair? And how are the grown-ups behaving? And so in this way, you have the child share with you what it is that they're experiencing. How is it that they're feeling? What is it that they're witnessing? What are they noticing? What are they worried about? You can say, you know, right now, what are children that live in the United States experiencing when it comes to COVID-19? And so that's a simple question that's going to yield some response. So you want to make sure that you're the one asking questions, and then make sure to also open the space so that if your client has any questions that they might want to ask you to follow up, that they're able to ask you. That way it becomes a back and forth relationship. A way that you can work on making this really fun for the child is asking them to give you the weather report. So you can say, okay, why don't we do a weather report? And then they can share a little bit about how the weather is outside. Something else that you can do is you can do a report on what is their favorite show and what's happening in their favorite show, or what is their favorite video game and what's happening, or where are they in their video game. So those are some fun ways to add to the processing of what is it that they're experiencing, what they're observing the grown-ups around them, and what you're needing to work on. This is also a really good strategy that you can try with your clients if you're sitting in the same office or if you have access to video sessions. You can also process with the child afterwards, what was the news reporting like? What do they think other people would say when they heard the news? And always check in if this is something that they would like to do again in the future. This strategy requires some fun and engagement, but it also requires a child that is able to really think about their experience and what they're feeling. So this is definitely a strategy that I would use with a little bit of older children. The third strategy that we want to use is we want to use a little bit of storytelling. So earlier I created a video on storytelling that you can check out if you're needing a little bit of more information on how to create a story for the clients that you're working with. So you can have one strategy with storytelling where you are sharing one sentence and then the client shares one sentence to the story, and then you go like that back and forth. You write the story down, and at the end you share it with the client, and you can figure out if there's anything that they want to switch or change or make different. Another way is that you can have your client share with you what their 3 favorite toys are. Now you're not going to be able to see their toys, but they can describe them to you, tell you what they are, and then you can create a story based on that. The other thing that you can do is that you can have the client share with you what are their favorite animals, and then create a story around their 3 favorite animals. So these are 3 creative strategies that you can implement with your clients when you're only working via audio. I hope that they're useful and helpful in your practice. Again, if there's anything that you would like to see in the future that would be helpful, please let me know. Thank you. Bye.